Greetings and welcome to another episode of SPCA Stories. Hope you are all doing well. If you are new to us, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I am Dawn Fenton, SPCA Monterey County Content and Education Manager, and we are coming to you from the SPCA Monterey County Claire Jacobson Learning Center in gorgeous Salinas, California. My guest this time is Zack Young. This interview is somewhat unique. Zack is an IT technician for Livewire Information Systems, and that is the amazing company that takes care of all of the SPCA's very, very important tech needs. So Zack is a great guy who loves animals and truly appreciates the work that is accomplished at SPCA Monterey County. He's great to talk to, and it was so interesting to hear his perspective. Enjoy. So hello, Zack.
Hi, Dawn.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I am great. I am really excited about this interview. And do you have any guesses why?
It's a little out of the norm. Okay.
Exactly.
Branching out a little bit.
Exactly. It's a little bit different than my other interviews. And so tell everybody, so give us your name and, what you do.
Sure. So my name is Zack. I am a third-party IT consultant, technician, third-party IT for SPCA Monterey County. Took them on as a customer about 3.5 years ago.
That was going to be my next question. So tell us what is it that you do for us?
So for a managed service provider, we manage the IT for SPCA. So that's computers, phones, email, people's accounts, hardware, software, you name it.
So
printers.
super important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're a third party, so you don't technically work for the SPCA. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You work for another company that we bring in to do all this important stuff.
Exactly.
So and so you don't work directly with the animals, but what you do is crucial.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't have phones, if our phones go down, it's crazy. I mean, we're so dependent on technology. Mm-hmm. That without your help, when we have those weird, wonky things happen. So thank you.
Of course.
So one of the things I like to do, and I know you listen to the podcast.
I have.
And I like to give all of my interviewees a compliment. And while I don't work with you directly, we, our ships pass in the hallways and whatnot, you are just a cool dude. You're just super fun. And I have a lot of respect for what you do because I know it takes a special type of brain. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So, and you're just so easygoing and easy to approach. And, we have a problem and you get the job done. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So I have to ask you, what inspired you to want to come on with me and do this?
I've been listening to the podcasts. I think I found it in like February or March. And by that time, there were already a few episodes out. So I have a handful of podcasts that I listen to from sports or true crime or you name it. There's a history one that I listen to as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I started listening to the SPCA podcast. And it was really neat to get to learn more about what each department does, more about the people that I work with here at the SPCA. Just hear more about what they do. It's fascinating.
Excellent. It is. It's a pretty cool place to work. And how often are you here? Are you on campus?
So I don't know if you could say it's the contract that we have. We do 2 afternoons of on-site coverage a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for 4 hours each day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also available over phone or email for the rest of the week when we aren't here on site.
Yeah, because I know that there have been times where we've had an issue and we just, right into you guys and you're on top of it and you come and help us out with it. How did you get into this line of work?
IT. So where should I start? I've always been kind of more tech oriented pretty much my entire life. Computers, video games, just, tech in general. And my friend David, who also works with me, I've known him for about 20 years. We met in middle school. And a few years back, 2021, I think it was, he reached out, said that we had an opening and told me to interview and apply for it. I was a little, unsure at first because I was like, I was good where I was, or so I thought. So I did, reached out and applied and got the job, and here we are 4 years later. And
here you are.
Yeah.
Do you have pets?
I do. I have 2 pets.
Tell me about those pets.
All right. So my wife and I have one dog. Her name is Scout. So Andrea, if you're listening to this, our dogs have the same name. We also have a cat named Bruce. We adopted both of them here at the SPCA.
Excellent.
We did have a second cat originally. Unfortunately, he passed a couple of years ago. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, all SPCA rescues and love all of them.
So did you meet them when you were here working, or was it prior to?
No, so we got our cats back in August 2018, about literally a week after we moved into our new place. We had previously lived in an apartment in Marina where we couldn't have pets.
Got it.
And then we moved to a condo in Monterey where we could have pets. And we're like, all right, what better time? So came out here in the very first cat room that we went into, just fell in love with our 2 cats. And then we adopted our dog about close to 3 years ago now, December 2022.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what did you want to be when you grew up?
I was never really sure.
Mm-hmm.
Animals and technology have always kind of been big 2 things, and photography as well. I was into photography for a long time.
Really?
But something around those 3, and here I am doing tech.
That's amazing.
SPCA.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So what were you like as a kid?
I was really shy.
Bashful guy?
Yeah. Kind of quiet.
Did you have pets when you were a kid?
I did. So I had the coolest cat ever as my pet when I was growing up. So full story on that. We lived in downtown Carmel, and then we moved out to a house closer, like up the hill from Carmel Middle School, up in there. And I was about 2 or 3 when we moved in there. And our neighbors had this really incredible Himalayan Siamese mix. His name was Buffy. It's this big cat. He was probably 15, 16 pounds, big, fluffy brown and white coat. Just the most beautiful cat. So one day I was out playing in our driveway that was all like decomposed granite, like gravel and stuff like that, with little Tonka trucks. And Buffy comes wandering over to me and just started playing with him. And he just kind of adopted me as his person from that point. And then we were just buddies. And then a few years later, his people, our neighbors next door, they were moving up to Canada, and they thought it would be too big of a transition for Buffy. And so they asked him if we wanted to adopt him, and of course we said yes.
Aww.
So we had him until I was somewhere in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you come and you do your work here. Do you have other places that you go to as well?
I do. We do. We have a huge range of customers between all different kinds of industries, locations. We cover everything from Carmel out to, King City. So yeah, we cover SPCA, different dentists, lawyers, huge agricultural customers.
So you're all over.
Nonprofits. We are all over the place.
What sets us apart? What's different about us?
You guys are really fun. Not that anyone else isn't fun who's one of our customers, but I love being here. It's a great place, great team.
I just think it must be interesting for you to kind of bop around, and everybody's going to be very different depending on who it is you're working for. But now that you're SPCA, your family. So what is it about this place that inspires you?
Oh gosh, it's really incredible to see the good that everyone's doing here for, obviously, first pet welfare, but for the community.
Yeah. You've been around us for 3 years. What is there a department that is most intriguing to you?
Gosh, every department is just so unique. It's hard to choose.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
I wish I could spend more time at wildlife.
Our wildlife rescue center, our wildlife department is so interesting, and they do so many different things. And back when I used to go to schools and give all those presentations, it was always one of my most favorite departments to talk about. I always had really great stories because of the animals that they care for.
Right.
So yeah, that would be. I'm with you. That would be. They don't have a lot of tech needs up there.
We don't hear from them very often. No,
they're pretty quiet.
Yeah, which we love.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You don't want to have a whole bunch of problems at the same time. But yeah, it's a very interesting department. I'm sure that much like all the other departments, every day is very, very different.
Right. And
you never really know what to expect when you walk in for
sure.
your shift.
Yeah. So. Times that I do go up there and see different animals that they're taking care of just out in the front, one day, there's a turtle, or there's like pigeons, or there's lizards. And it's like, this is just the coolest place. I think if I were to work at SPCA, like actually as a staff member, I think wildlife would be my goal. I've always found wildlife just the absolute coolest.
I think I'm with you. I mean, I'll go up there. I went up there once for something, and they were feeding baby squirrels. So it's just that kind of thing. It's like, what are you doing? You walk around the corner, and they're in their little exam room, and they're looking at a pelican or something. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm with you. Wildlife is fascinating. Yeah, I love them all though too.
Right.
So would you say you are passionate about what you do?
I am. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, aside from kind of being tech-brained, oriented, I really like helping people.
So that's a passion of yours.
Yeah.
So that would make, that makes sense.
And,
yeah.
solving issues. And,
yeah. So that would, I think it ties in to what we do here for the animals, of course, but also, for the people. It all aligns itself. Again, you have a very different job than a lot of the people who work here and are kind of boots on the ground with the animals. And, we have really, really good days most of the time. And then every now and then we have days that are not so, that are maybe a little bit more difficult if we have a hard case that comes in through HI. I just did an interview with one of our customer care folks, and we were talking about, if you're an intake and it just happens to be, a lot of tough cases coming through the door. I mean, you're adjacent to that. You probably can feel that.
I've been in and out, just kind of passing through. And I've seen some of those, and that's hard.
It is really hard. It's very hard. And when you care about people and you care about animals, that can be kind of a tough pill to swallow. When you need to decompress from even just not even here, when you're out doing other things for other organizations, if you just have a tough day, you have a rough day and it's just one thing after another, something's not working properly for you.
Sure.
What do you do for yourself? How do you take care of yourself?
Gosh. If I'm like driving around, if I'm, going home at the end of the long day, hard day, I'll, put on music, I'll put on a podcast and just kind of tune out. Just not overthink stuff.
Yeah.
When I get home, I'll just shower, relax, have dinner, watch something on TV, and just try to not block it out necessarily, just try to relax.
Do you have any hobbies?
Hobbies? Yeah, I do. I haven't done it as much recently, but I've always been into photography. Just did it as a hobby for a long time. And then for a while I did work kind of semi-professionally with guy I've known for a long time. He actually used to be my dad's assistant, and then I ended up being his assistant for a long time doing wedding photography. And he also did photography for golf events at Pebble Beach. So I got to shoot the Pro-Am a few times, which was just incredible.
Oh my goodness, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's a big deal,
really
Zach.
fun.
So you're not talking about dabbling in photography. You're talking about working with the big equipment and the.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I did not know that about you. So that's very cool. So was your dad a photographer?
He was, yeah. He was big time agriculture photographer. Mostly California.
Mm-hmm.
I think he traveled on business to other parts of the U.S. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, up and down California, from way up north, all over the Central Valley, way down south. He was the guy, and he had I think it may have been the top agricultural photography website.
Wow.
At least in the country.
Uh-huh.
He would sell stock photography, and he worked with a huge network of other ag photo photographers, across the country, and just had this incredible library. And then he had his own personal photography business on the side.
Well, that's very cool. Yeah, I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What would you like people out there to know about SPCA Monterey County?
It's a really incredible place. Do a lot of really good stuff. Just from what I've heard listening to the podcast, really. Because I don't necessarily get to pick all that up just, working here. But offer really helpful services. Got really good people working here who care deeply about what they do. And yeah.
Yeah. And I find that every time I talk to somebody, I learn something new about them. There are people that I've worked with for many, many years, and they'll come in here and we'll start talking, and I'm like, really? I had no idea. Well, and like, we've been working together for what? Did you say 3 years?
About 3.5 years.
And I did not know that you were a photographer.
Yeah.
So that is super cool. Now that I know that, we're going to be asking you if you want to help us with pictures.
Sure. I'm down.
Because we're always looking for photographers and for pictures of animals and for different things. So that's really cool. I just learned that you have a whole skill set I did not know about.
Might be a little rusty, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, it's so that's very exciting. So if you could change one thing about what you do, what would it be?
Have everything go right on the first try. Yeah. Ideal world. Everything goes right on the first try when we troubleshoot in the tech world. Of course, that's not realistic, but some cases, better communication.
Do you have to do a lot of education? Like, are you always learning new things?
Kind of. Yeah. The IT world changes pretty rapidly, so we have to keep up and keep current on different things. So definitely educating ourselves, and kind of try to share that information as we can with customers, because not everyone's going to understand it necessarily the same that we do. No fault of their own. It's just
right.
It can be a lot.
Right. Yeah, it's always changing.
It
seems
rapidly, so rapidly.
And you're on the forefront of helping all of us navigate the world in that way. So so thank you for that. So Zach, is there something about you that either nobody or very few people know?
I would say I've been considered by others something of an animal whisperer pretty much my entire life. I'm not like Caesar Milan or anyone, but I've always kind of been that person that
Really?
gets along very easily with animals.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
Really
a good
fun.
that's a good thing. That's a good quality to have.
Yeah.
Do you have any examples for me?
Oh gosh. Well, from when I was little, aside from, the cat who adopted me. Even when I was little, we were still living in Carmel. There was this guy that we would always run into at the post office. My mom would take me down. He had a big old Great Dane named Bentley. And here I am, this teeny tiny little kid, and Bentley and I were just buddies. And then my aunt and uncle had, I think it was a Doberman. Don't remember his name, but I remember there's a picture of me sitting with this Doberman, just like chewing on his ear. And he's just chilling there, just letting me nibble on his ear.
And the dog didn't
care. Mind at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just a couple from when I was little, and then growing up, our house that we later moved into, I was friends with pretty much every dog on our street. Knew all the neighbors and all their dogs and all their names, and had the neighbors that would walk their dogs past our house, and I'd always go out and say hi to them. And across the street, our neighbors had a big old yard and 2 golden retrievers, Maggie and Lucy, and they were just the best.
I love this.
Buddies. Yeah.
I love it.
But I've always been that person, like, go over to someone's house and they have a pet, just kind of cozies up to me and buddies. And the other times, I'll meet someone's pet, cat or dog, and get all buddy with them. And they're like, oh my gosh, they never do that with anyone. I'm like, oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Zack, the animal whisperer.
With the exception of one turkey when I was 3, I think I was 3 or 4, Hacienda Hay and Feed out in Carmel Valley, I wanted to be friends with this turkey, and the turkey did not want to be friends, and he kicked the back of my knees, and I face planted.
Oh, no.
And that's why I eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that is, now the world knows, Zack.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your help and for what you do.
Of course.
Because what I keep saying is, technology, we're so dependent on it. And I think that it's so important that you are helping us help the animals.
Right.
This is, in a lot of ways, it's important. It's very important, because if something's not working for us, it makes it difficult for us to do what we do in a clean, seamless manner. And without your help, that there would be days where that just wouldn't happen. So I just really want to thank you for that.
Of course. And we're happy to do it. I enjoy doing it.
I just want to thank you for your time and this. I'm so glad that we got to sit down and chat, because of course, like I said, like we were talking about, this is not my typical guest, but you are so important to us, and I just want to really thank you for your time and all that you do for the animals and for the SPCA.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thank you all for tuning in. We would love to hear from you, of course. If you have questions or just want to say hello, you can drop me an email at dfenton@spcamc.org. You can also find more information about all of our programs and services at spcamc.org. A tremendous thank you to all SPCA staff, volunteers, and board of directors. And obviously, a heartfelt thank you to our generous supporters. We at SPCA Monterey County could not do what we do for the animals and people in our community without you. If you would like to support us, and that would be amazing, you can find that information at spcamc.org. If you like what you hear, please drop a like or give us a rating on whatever platform you listen in on. Those ratings help us reach more animal lovers. I am Dawn Fenton, signing off until next time. Much unconditional love to you and your pets from us here at SPCA Monterey County.